Hello YouTube. Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, also known as Mr. Lighting and a Fan. I hope you and yours in YouTube land are happy and healthy, safe and well. Right now the time is approximately, it is 7 p.m. and 6 minutes Eastern Time. You know what that means? 7 plus 0 plus 6 equals 13, as in the number 13, blessed be the power of the witch. And the date is Wednesday, December 23rd, 2020. When I was younger, I remember there was a kid's song called The Day Before the Night Before Christmas. So I always think of that song, which I have not heard since, when it's December 23rd, because December 23rd is the day before the night before Christmas. Anyway, so I am more than happy to continue. Hold on, I have something in my eye. But as I clear it out, I am so happy to continue this ongoing, more than a walkthrough series of videos, although it's not really ongoing because at some point I will get to the last card. This more than a walkthrough series of videos featuring Pride Tarot, a collaborative deck, which was published by US Game Systems in April of this year, 2020. So, I'm going to have Drake, also known as my awesome audiovisual person for my YouTube videos, do a close-up of the front of the box. This is the Sun card, which I'm so happy we finally got to. And the Sun card was illustrated by Isabel. So it is, in my not at all humble opinion, one of the most beautiful Sun cards I have ever seen. And since we haven't done it in a while, I'm going to do a close-up of the back of the deck. Back of the box. Back of the deck. Okay. And I do want to get this video into 10 minutes, so... Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going a little too fast. You got the back of the box? Thank you, Drake. Okay. Now, it just so happens that the artist who illustrated today's card, or this video's card, the Seven of Swords, illustrated the Chariot card as well. So I'm going to do, the first card I'm going to do is the card that, well, first of all, let's focus on the back of the card design. So I'm going to have my amazingly awesome audiovisual person do a close-up of the back of the card design. And then when I'm ready, when he's ready, okay, I can go to the front of the card. Okay, this is the front of the Seven of Swords, illustrated by Callie French. And now, I'm going to put the two cards side by side, which show her artwork in both the Chariot card and the Seven of Swords card. And just for my own peace of mind, and maybe yours as well, since the focus of this video is the Seven of Swords, yes, we have already gone through the entire major arcana at this point. Because a while ago, not too long ago, I'm like, I hope they don't think that I'm jumping around. I don't know why I had that thought, but I went with the thought, and there you go. Callie French. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the trusty companion book, and I'm going to read what Callie French herself wrote about the Seven of Swords. I love that the artists themselves are writing in the guidebook about what the card represents generally and what it represents to them. I remember this too. Oh yes, okay. So I'm going to hold up the card while I read what the guidebook says, and of course Drake is going to make sure that both my face and the card are in frame. Seven of Swords by Callie French. Here we see the typical depiction of the sneaky, deceptive Seven of Swords. He's obviously stealing swords from the opposition, or maybe his own troops. The tattoo on his arm is DADT 2011, referencing the Don't Ask, Don't Tell military policy, which was repealed in 2011. In this view, it's more than the words the Marine is hoping to get away with. What's portrayed here is the whole idea of not being able to be honest about his sexual orientation without facing persecution. Depicting this scene with a background of red sky at morn, sailor be warned, is not only a warning to the sailors on board, but to the marine as well. Without swords to fight with those on board, the sailors would lose. But if the marine is caught, then he's the one who'll have to face the consequences, especially if the DADT law isn't in effect. You know, it was not a coincidence that the year that this was repealed, I was actually participating in an event for Men Who Love Men. Now, offhand, I don't remember the month in 2011, but I was either, it could have been, more than likely it was either Between the Worlds, which is a pagan festival for men who love men, which is held in an area near Athens, Ohio, or it could have been in the company of the regular and semi-regular attendees of the NYC Open Gay Men's Pagan Magic Circle. But I do remember this being a very big deal, and indeed it is a very big deal. So yes, one of the traditional meanings of the Seven of Swords is theft. And sometimes it is literal theft, and sometimes it is figurative theft. It's so funny, I would swear that this is familiar, and I have a feeling that I talked about the Seven of Swords in the Six of Swords video, and I hope I didn't, because that would be really bad. But if I did, I'll rectify that with the description box. But Seven of Swords has as one of its traditional meanings theft. And I did indeed talk about the Seven of Swords card in the Six of Swords card video. Oh boy. Well, there you go. Today we've had a few bloopers. Seven of Swords can also mean an intangible theft. And I have had clients come to me that felt that somebody or something intangible was taken away from them. Either joy or peace. You know, I've always been very sensitive to statements that people make after they experience a trauma that says, you know, where the person that was traumatized says something to the effect of, this person wrecked my life forever, or this person destroyed my life for the rest of my life. And I've always been very sensitive to those themes, to those words rather, because nobody deserves having that much power over you. And I feel that the underlying hope for the Seven of Swords is that whatever needs to be present to save the day and to save oneself is there. So what I'm going to say to you about this card, and I'm getting this totally intuitively, which is totally unprecedented, is that if something or someone traumatized you, you have both the right and the responsibility to heal. You have the right and the responsibility to protect yourself in every possible way going forward, using everything available to you and everything at your disposal. And I will not deny that I have always been an advocate for situational ethics. Sometimes people need to do not so nice things to survive. Am I a fan of situational ethics? No. Am I a believer that it works? Absolutely. Do I know firsthand that situational ethics works? Yes, I do. Have I met other people that know firsthand that situational ethics works? Absolutely. And I truly believe that when it comes to anyone who is part of a community that has experienced oppression and bigotry and prejudice, sometimes situational ethics saves the day. And sometimes situational ethics saves one's life, for that matter. So, I'm going to end there. But in the meantime, YouTube, and to all of you in YouTube land, thank you so much for honoring who I am and what I do. Thank you to US Game Systems and to Callie French for creating Pride Tarot, a collaborative deck, and for publishing it. And thank you to all of the brilliant and massively talented artists who contributed to this deck. And of course, thank you to all of you in YouTube land for all the likes, for all the comments, for all the shares, and for all the subscriptions to my YouTube channel. Thank you to all of you who have been sharing things on Facebook, even though you know I haven't used Facebook in more than 4 years. I appreciate that massively, massively, massively. And you can still share my works on Facebook, even though I don't use Facebook anymore. It's not as inconvenient as some people might think. There's always email, you know, keep calm, and there's always email. And of course, thank you to all of you who have been scheduling your sessions with me. I am very happy to report that in the day and a half that I've been using Traditional Medicinal's throat coat, the scratchy throat is gone, the soreness, the slight soreness is gone. Slippery elm, ladies and gentlemen, it works, it works. Oh, that is so good. Give me one moment, please. Thank you. And of course, stay tuned for the next video. Good night, happy holidays, until next time.